Bum ba da bum. Welcome, Dragon Heads and Chalalas, to another episode of Yo. I believe this is the third episode, but who's counting? It doesn't matter. Power levels, whatever. Numbers, whatever. Math, you kind of need that, but whatever. So, in this episode, we're gonna talk about my boy, your boy, everybody's favorite boy, motherfucking Gohan, the fucking Han. Everybody who's a fucking dragon head, deep down, they love Gohan. Even if you hate Gohan, you love Gohan because everybody fucking grew up with Gohan. Gohan is just that dude. Gohan is just the dude we all wanted to see succeed no matter what. Everybody deep down is probably rooting for the Han man. Here's the situation though. Gohan had most of his support back in DBZ in his chibi days when he used to be like, this 2-bit nothing. Then all of a sudden, you piss him off, Hulk mode, he starts whooping your ass out of nowhere. Everybody's like, whoa, it's the motherfucking Han. That's Gohan's thing. That's what he does. He's a berserker, a rage dude. That's that type of guy. It was cool, man. It was cool seeing Gohan whoop up on Raditz. It was cool seeing Gohan beat the shit out of Frieza for those few seconds before, all that died down. It was every time Gohan flared up, it was pretty cool. I think Gohan hit his pinnacle during the Cell games. We all know Super Saiyan 2, Gohan the first one to do it. Bam. And I think also in the future timeline arc, the history of Trunks, we also got to see for the very first time adult Gohan, mid-eye Gohan, future Gohan, if you will. He was pretty fucking cool, man. If you are a follower of classic Kung Fu cinema, then I'm talking about the Shaw Brothers, I'm talking about that Wibbity Doo Wobbity Wah, then you might be well versed with the one-arm boxer. This is my personal theory. I always thought that Mid-Eye Gohan was like Dragon Ball Z's equivalent of one-arm boxer, so he had that going for him. Mid-Eye Gohan, he lost in the end, right? He paid the ultimate sacrifice like many heroes, not only in fiction, but in reality. I'm talking about those Panthers, I'm talking about your Asadas, I'm talking about, all those dudes. But what I'm saying though is, even though Gohan bit the bullet against the androids, it was a fucking nice fight. If you're going by the history of Trunks TV special and not the manga, because in the TV special, dude had one arm, but for a second he was like, I'm fucking in this shit, one arm contending until the numbers game eventually caught up with him. If you read the manga though, it was like lame a little bit because 17 had to pull out that classic, I'm only using like fucking under 10% of my power, and which totally killed the fucking vibe. So I like to just ignore the manga version of History of Trunks and I stick to my animated version of History of Trunks. I'm just gonna, do that. Much like how we all ignore the new version of Bardock and we all kind of just love the old version of Bardock when he was like a true Saiyan, like fuck you, fuck these kids, fuck this couch, that type of Bardock. Not this new, I'm carrying and lovey-dovey type of Bardock. We don't need that. We like the old Bardock. Anyway, getting back on Gohan, right? So yeah, Mid-Eye Gohan lost, but it was cool, man. It was like the coolest loss ever, whatever. And so then you go to the Buu Saga. We see Gohan for the first time really as like a grown, like a young adult becoming a man. This is like, fucking 16, 17, 18, Gohan, whatever. This is when Gohan started to fall off his popularity game in more ways than one, because everybody was expecting Gohan at this point to be a fucking beast. He was the youngest kid in the game doing it at the time. Fucking Cell games. He was a fucking man. How was he? 9, 10 years old? 11? Whatever. Something like that. Pre-T Gohan was the fucking crushing it back then. And we all thought, oh shit, Gohan's like a fucking super teenager right now. He's gotta be the fucking boss, right? Nope. Oh, something happened with Gohan. He fell off super fucking hard in the Buu saga. His power level was somehow weaker than that of his younger Super Saiyan 2 preteen counterpart. We don't know how it happened. Logically, it doesn't even make sense. Even on like a very basic uh fucking biology level, like even if you were take your 9-year-old self and compare that to your fucking like 17-year-old self, I don't know how the hell you were stronger at 9 years old than 17. I don't know. That like logically does not even make sense. So whatever though. Fuck it. Beyond that, uh, I guess you can argue it was like a chi thing. Like maybe Gohan was really stronger in his base form, but because Super Saiyan involves like the gathering of chi, and he wasn't really training during that time of 7 years, maybe his chi game just fell super off. That's the only way it makes sense logically. But I guess you know, I could see if you were just sitting on the couch for 7 years eating bonbons. All right, I could see maybe how your childhood self, who used to train in karate from ages what 3 to 11. All right, from ages 3 to 11, you're training hardcore in karate or whatever. And then from ages like 12 to 17, you're just on the couch eating bonbons. Maybe you see that would make sense in the real world because you would get fat, you would have a belly, but Gohan was still like fucking physically active. He still was a lean, mean fighting machine. So it really does not make any sense. It only makes sense on like a chi level. Physically, it doesn't make sense, but on a chi level, all right, I can see that. So anyway, yeah, Gohan kind of just sucked in the Buu saga, and then fuck, he got the worst power up in the history of power ups. He basically just sat on his butt, cross leg style, for like an entire day, which really, if you think about it, it's not an easy feat. I don't know if you've ever tried to sit like Indian style before. Uh, it gets to you after a few moments. So in order to do that 24 hours in that position, all right, I'm gonna give you that. That actually is some pretty tough training. Considering it's like holding a yoga pose almost for an entire day. It's really fucking some hard shit to do. So even though it's lame as fuck, I'm not even gonna talk shit about it. I'm just gonna leave it alone. So anyway, Gohan like sat on his butt for 24 hours, and Elder Kai did his little magic and gave him one of the strongest power ups in the history of the game. We're talking about Ultimate Gohan right now, like the strongest Gohan of all time to this date. Ultimate Gohan was so strong, he was like stronger than a fused character. My memory is a little blah blah blah, but if I recall correctly, at this time, Gohan was fighting a Buu that was. I can't remember all the shit, but basically, from what I remember, Gohan's power level at Ultimate was just pretty fucking like way OP. He was the strongest unfused character at the end of the saga. Stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Stronger than fucking Vegeta. I think the only one who really had Gohan's number at this point was Vegeto. And that's like two fused people. So it is what it is. And so that's how Dragon Ball Z ended, with Gohan as the strongest unfused character, as it really should have been. And then, lo and behold, many, many fucking decades later, here comes like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Dragon Ball Super. But before Dragon Ball Super, you had your animated movies like Frieza Returns, and this is when it really fucking began to pop off. But whatever, Super covered all this shit, so we're just gonna keep it to Super. So in Super, once again, everybody was thinking, oh snap, yo, Gohan, what's up, man? At the end of Z, you kind of lost it for a second, but then you kind of came back. You didn't win the end. We know. Goku paid that fucking protagonist money. Goku is like, in bed with Akira. Goku is, he's always going to win. It's just, it is what it is. It's this thing, alright? So even though Gohan did not win at the end of Z, he was still the strongest person at the end of Z, under the table. So, we're going into Super now, and everyone's like, "All right, Gohan, what's up? What's going on?" And you see tracksuit Gohan, and I'm like, "Oh shit, Gohan is rocking the tracksuit. Now I gotta rock the tracksuit because tracksuits are cool now." Unfortunately, man, Gohan fell off even harder than he did from fucking Cell Games to Boo Saga. From Boo Saga to Super, it was just like, what happened, man? What happened? This version of Gohan could barely get it up into Super Saiyan. I don't know how you lose that ability, but hey, I don't know, man. I don't know what Gohan was doing or not doing, but he just completely fell off the wagon at this point, and it was like such a shame because from what I understood at the time, and maybe these rules have been retconned at this point, probably, but back in the day, all us OG Dragon Heads and Chalalas were following the rules of this time, in which it stated that Ultimate was like a fucking power level so strong that you didn't even need to go into Super Saiyan. In fact, it was impossible to go into Super Saiyan because all your Super Saiyan powers and everything that you would have had been was already unlocked in like your base form. You didn't need to charge up. You didn't need to do any of those prerequisites. All that power, bada bing, bada boom, you already have it. Like you don't even need to charge up. That's what the ultimate form was all about from back in the day. It's probably been retconned because in Super and in Resurrection F, Gohan went from base to Super Saiyan, and he wasn't really supposed to be doing that. So, whatever, man. I guess his power level fell so far that he lost his ultimate form and was just a regular rinky dink, Saiyan or whatever. So anyway, that happened, and at this point, it's like, all right, we're disappointed in Gohan. He's supposed to be way fucking stronger. Piccolo still fucking. Oh man, Piccolo once again sacrifices himself for Gohan, and it's like, come on, man. It's supposed to be the other way around at this point. Gohan, at this point, you're like a super adult at this point. You're supposed to be taking bullets for your sensei. Your sensei is not still supposed to be taking bullets for you. It's whatever though. At this point, everybody was super pissed off with Gohan. They're like, "Yo, Gohan, what's going on? Why? Why?" There was crocodile tears from everyone. But me personally, and a minority of people at this point, we're like, you know what? Looking at everything as the series progressed, we saw Gohan. We saw Gohan in his family life, his normal, everyday Gohan, right? We got to see Gohan beyond the whole fighting thing. We got to see Gohan as just a family man. And it's like, alright, you know what? I kind of like family man Gohan. Me personally, I'm not with the whole kids and the wife and the blah blah blah, but it looks good on Gohan. Him and Videl, they're doing their marriage thing. It's nice. They got like really, Gohan and Videl have the most functional relationship in the entire history of DBZ. It's just like really fucking healthy. There's no toxicity anywhere to be found, really. They got a kid, Pan. Pan is like the future MVP. We all know this at this point. Gohan's a pretty cool dude. He's like a way better father than Goku was. He has a fucking job if you're into that sort of thing. He's becoming the scholar man that Chi-Chi always wanted to be, and I guess to an extension himself. He always talking about, I'm gonna do this and writing books this. So, Gohan's fucking doing it. He became a scholar man. He's writing theses. He's becoming the Gohan in the future in the DBO timeline, if you want to get into that. In the DBO timeline, Gohan wrote this book. Basically, this book taught the entire Earth population how to control their chi, how to manifest their chi. And he basically schooled the entire planet on ki control in one fucking book, or maybe it was a volume of books, a compendium. I don't really know, but basically, his book pretty much changed the fucking world. His book was more important than anything. I'm not knocking Goku and Crew's sacrifices. Physically, yeah, you gotta like fight and defeat the bad guys in order for a future to be had. Goku was correct on that. But also on an intellectual level, Gohan like really revolutionized the game with his books because he taught the entire planet ki control. So now you got humans, everybody basically on Earth can control their ki, and anyone on Earth can now potentially be a Z fighter thanks to Gohan. This is DBO Gohan. This hasn't happened yet, but this is like still in the future. But the Gohan on Super, he's like on track to becoming DBO Gohan, which is why I made my peace with current Gohan. A lot of people in the fandom, they're still like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're mad that Gohan's not a fighter. But my message, and also the message of the minority, is like, yo, man, you gotta like get over Gohan being a fighter. It's not his thing. It's not gonna happen. What you need to do is get on this great teacher Gohan train, because Gohan as a teacher obviously is much better than Gohan as a fighter. We see the evidence in the future. We're seeing the evidence now. It just is what it is. So, you know, for all the Gohan haters out in the audience, yo, get off my boy's dick. He's doing his thing. He's about to do his thing even better in the future. I'm gonna need y'all to, like, put some respect on my Gohan's name. Put some respect on the Han's name, because Han's doing it bigger than anyone ever thought possible. And that is the conclusion of this episode. Till then, Dragon Heads, Chalalas, keep it rockin', rockin', like a robin. P.S. I also gotta point out how healthy is Gohan and Vidal's relationship. This is how healthy their relationship status is, right? This was like the funniest few episodes of Dragon Ball Super to me, but in this particular episode, I think Gohan was like doing some type of acting or something. I can't remember exactly what was going on, but it has something to do with his Great Saiyaman character. Also, yeah, in Dragon Ball fucking Z Buu Saga, Gohan was trying to mask his identity. He didn't want anyone to know that he saved the world all those times, like 7 years ago or whatever, with Cell, because he fucking knew, yo, if everybody knows I did this shit, I'm gonna get super popular. I'm not gonna have a fucking social life. I'm not gonna have a private life. Everyone's gonna be all in my beeswax 24/7. It's gonna get mad annoying. I'm not even gonna be able to live a normal life, because you know how fucking people are. Celebrity worship. It's annoying as hell. So anyway, Gohan knew all this, so he was like, yo, I gotta pull a classic Clark Kent. I gotta pull, you know, one of those. I need a secret superhero disguise. So he became the Great Saiyaman. He put on the helmet, he donned the Cape Crusader shit 101, right? So, flash forward back to Super. I think somehow the Great Saiyaman got really popular in pop culture and media, and everyone was like, yo, let's make a Great Saiyaman movie, much like in the real world, Earth 616, like they're doing with all the superhero movies. You got your Batmans, your Spider-Mans, your blah blah blah, Superman, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. That's what's going on in Super's timeline. So they wanted to make a Great Saiyaman movie. I think somehow Gohan was cast in this role, whatever. Anyway, the meat and potatoes of this fucking shit is that there was some lady, I think, that had the hots. There was some dude that was jealous of Gohan, and he wanted to set Gohan up. And so he somehow like manipulated this situation, and where this one girl invited Gohan to her house or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but basically, long story short, this dude, I think his name was Barry Khan or something, he was trying to make it look like Gohan was cheating on Videl with this other lady, when we all know that's not Gohan, man. Gohan would never do anything like that. He's too cool, man. He's too nice. That's just not Gohan. So it was pretty fucking hilarious to see Videl go through all this bullshit, all this drama. She's thinking, oh, my man's cheating on me. But in the end, she's like, you know what? Nah, man, that's not even Gohan. That's not my dude. He would never do anything on that like that. You know, it wasn't like one of these situations where she was just like, you know, fuck Gohan, and she was believing all the rumors. She was like, nah, man, I know my dude better than that, so I'm not gonna even entertain all this foolishness. and it all worked out in the end. So I found that very fucking funny and refreshing. Yo, man, it's all Gohan. It's the Han. That's what it is. So points to you, Videl. Videl as a character, I thought she was cool back in Z. She was kind of annoying, but Videl. All right, cool, whatever. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. PS. So, in conclusion, if you're truly a Gohan guy, then you gotta give it up for the Han. You can't say anything negative about the Han's current lifestyle, because if you look at the evidence, the Han is happy. The Han is doing his thing. He's got a normal life. He deserves a normal life, or whatever the Han wants, the Han deserves. You fucking saved the world at age 11, man. You gotta fucking give the guy what he wants. It's not about you, man. It's about the Han. I mean, let's really look at it. Gohan technically should be kind of fucked up right now. If you look at anyone in a real world type situation who's had even a slightly similar upbringing that the Han had, I'm just saying it's fucking remarkable that Gohan never did any jail time or anything like that. It's kind of fucking remarkable because, once again, let me remind you, dude was kidnapped at age 3. So from ages 3 to 11, really, he was really undergoing some heavy, hardcore child abuse type situations. I'm talking about getting kidnapped by your fucking uncle that you don't even fucking know is your uncle, who's also a fucking alien, and you don't know you're a fucking alien or half alien. Nobody really ever told you your fucking ancestry. So whatever. He's getting kidnapped at age 3. He's got to fight off a fucking alien invasion a year later after that. He's getting his ass. This is, oh my god, his training before that. Fucking getting his ass kicked by all types of shit. Living in the wilderness by himself, age 4. Sure, Mr. Piccolo was helping him out in the cut, making sure he didn't really die. But still, man, it was some shit to go through. Then you go to you have your first space voyage, at age, was immediately after the Saiyan Saga, so you gotta be, 5 or something, in fucking space, with, your dad's best friend, and a lady who's a super tech genius, but at this point, not exactly the best, role model, or whatever. Whatever, nothing against Boma, but I'm just saying, dude's a fucking kid, going on space adventures, fighting aliens, killing motherfuckers, by the way. You're on Namek now, same fucking deal. Your first extraterrestrial planetary exploration. You're not really killing anyone. You're basically running the entire season, trying not to get killed from the Frieza forces, who were some OP dudes at the time. Fucking getting your ass beat once again, some more child abuse with the Ginyu Force. Dude got his neck snapped by Raccoon. If you saw the episode, you know what I'm saying. Raccoon fucked this dude up so hard. If Goku hadn't come at that point, it was really fucking over for the Han. Had no life in his eyes. And then, the whole Frieza thing. Gohan kind of escaped the bullet with Frieza. It could have been way worse. Really, it could have been Gohan that got blown up instead of Krillin. But whatever, he got lucky. And then, from then on, Gohan pretty much had it easy. Android Saga, Gohan was kind of really out of that for the most part. And then Cell Games was really the only time Gohan really got involved. And he got roughed up a little bit. But, in the end, he fucking came back, won it for the home team. Buu Saga, once again, Gohan pretty much had it easy. He kind of stayed out of it. When he did fight, he was the fucking man until he got absorbed, which is lame. Whatever. Super, but at that point, it's pretty much over. Buu Saga, whatever. Basically, what I'm saying is, Gohan had it rough. If you're a true fan of the Han, you gotta fucking just let bygones be bygones. You gotta accept Gohan's lifestyle because he deserves the happiness. So once again, man, get off my man's dick, or if I want to be more accurate, get off my man's dragon balls, pun intended. That's it. Super it this time, super finished.
Oh, look who's finally home.
You didn't wait up for me all night, did you?
You're such a trooper. I've heard these long shoot days can be brutal.
Well, we had to rehearse for tomorrow.
Hey, there's plenty of dinner left if you're hungry. Help yourself.
Okay, thanks. Huh?
Who in the world would come over right now?
Where did you get these?
Wow, Gohan. I never would have suspected you were the real Great Saiyaman. And that's not the only surprise.
Fidel, it's not what it looks
What kind of a hero doesn't tell the truth?
Wait a second, Barry. Where did you get all these photos? It's super creepy.
Hey, I'm sorry, dear. I know it's a lot to take in. Show business can corrupt men with all that money and fame. And hot, flexible girls throwing themselves at you. Most guys can't help themselves. Cheat the first chance they get.
I feel bad for you. I can't believe you'd go through all of this just because I turned down your autograph. And does it really bother you so much that Gohan gets a moment to shine? You're the most famous guy around, but you're also the most insecure. That's why I feel bad for you.
Hold on, you're gonna ignore proof that your husband's a cheat?
It's not proof because he's not a cheat. I'm sure there's a very good reason for that kiss.
There sure is, Fidel.
Now would you please get out of my house?
I'm gonna tell the whole world Gohan's the real Great Saiyaman. I'll make it so those paparazzi hyenas hound your family every moment for the rest of your lives.
Barry, I'll always love your movies. But you need to leave before you wake up my kids.
You don't tell me what to do, stuntman. I tell you what to do. Not the face.
Now for the last time, Barry, get out.
I don't care if he's a superhero. You don't disrespect me. I'm Superstar Barry Khan. I'm rich. I'm famous. I still read for under 20. He should worship me. Well, I'll show him what happens when you cross an actor with 4 million followers on social...
Drive slow, homie.
They shooting.
Kids, I move out!